What's up, everybody? Paul Hickey here with nooffseason.com. Welcome to the Sports Card Strategy Show and Tell. I'm back in the studio today, pumped to be with you guys, ready to show off your amazing submissions. This is your show. This is the audience's show. We've got some great submissions for today, some great sports card strategy. Before we jump into it, I want to talk about Graybo's. Graybo's Sports Cards is a local hobby shop owned by Gray Burnett, Ryan Fitz, Duke, Denny One-Time Dodson, and is located in the Arts District of Richmond, Virginia. Graybo's sports the best selection of raw and graded singles in the Mid-Atlantic and a wide variety of wax. Listeners of the Sports Card Strategy Show can receive a 10% discount on any Graybo's purchase at graybos.co by entering the code STRATEGY2023. Graybo's also now breaks on the Drip app 5 nights a week, including baseball, basketball, football, and even wrestling breaks. If you use the link in their IG bio, which is Graybos_cards, you can get a $15 credit after your first purchase on Drip. Follow all of Graybo's news and updates on Instagram at Graybos_cards. Speaking of Graybo's, I'm going to kick off our Sports Card Strategy Show and Tell with a package that I just got from Graybo's in a break. I was in their first ever break last Friday night on their Drip channel, and it was a lot of fun. And haven't opened up my package yet. Just got home from my vacation, and I'm going to open up my package, show you guys what it looks like. You can hear the nice packaging. I got the Red Sox. There you can see Paul Red Sox, and great packaging, great logo. Good morning to everybody in the comments. Chad Gill, Oh My Shoes, Paul Schmitz. Stay tuned, Southern Soccer Idiot. You get a Graybo's sticker, which is really cool. I love their paper. Their tissue paper is classy. Show you guys that again. And see who I got. I got the Red Sox, and this was a multi-year mixed break, which is pretty cool. So hopefully there's some Marcelo Mayer in here, but I don't know if any of his firsts were in the break. So tissue paper again. Craig's Cards 11's in the chat. Craig, we're going to see you at the National, it sounds like. Pumped about that. Stay tuned for some details on the meet and greet. It's going to be awesome. All right, so Graybo's. What did I get? What did I get, Duke? Fitz. Gray Burnett. A lot of cards. So this was only $110 to buy into. I got a special discount, which I appreciate from the guys. So let's see. Before we get into your submissions, let's see if I got anything good here. Freely Encarnacion. Looks like a lunar refractor first. Ton of singles. Cole Brannon. It's not a first, but it's a Cole Brannon out of 50. Numbered 5 to 50. All right, and a ton of cards. So I'm going to go through these. If there's anything good in there, I'll include them in the premium pack. Don't forget that if you are a premium subscriber to nooffseason.com and you renew your subscription, meaning you actually end up paying money, then you're going to get a premium pack. So make sure you do that, because you're also getting all of our great content, and we want you to get a premium pack. There's going to be some great stuff in there. It's sponsored by Graybo's, brought to you by the Sports Card Strategy Show and nooffseason.com. There's going to be slabs, singles, gear, packs, hobby packs, retail packs in there. There's going to be some hits in the premium packs. So make sure that you guys do that if you haven't already. And it's never too late. It's never too late to join nooffseason.com, get a free 30-day trial, stay subscribed past the trial period to get a premium pack. And not only that, but we're going to do a breaking show. Speaking of breaks, you might have heard on the show on Monday that we're going to do a Breaking for Dummies show coming up. I'm actually having a call with Chad and Kendall tomorrow to discuss how we want to do that. We're going to break a box of Bowman U Inception that I bought from Kendall at Just Breaks. Lefty runs Just Breaks. So I bought a box of Bowman U Inception from Lefty. He's going to break it on the Sports Card Strategy Show. We're going to provide details. And if you're a premium member and you've paid, so you've gone past your free trial period, you will be eligible to actually get free cards from that break. And it sounds like Chad's going to throw in a box of 1990 NBA hoops, chase some Jordans. That'll be fun. I might throw in something else into the break. So yeah, a lot of good stuff coming. We've got a lot of great submissions to get to today. Hello to Chad Guell, Cleo Cards, Loni J. Conley, Craig's Cards 11, Oh My Shoes in the house, Evan Bell. Good to see all of you. We've got some submissions from some familiar faces and some submissions from some familiar names, and you haven't seen their faces yet. So pumped to get into it. A lot of great stuff to talk about. I'll be throwing out more promos throughout the show, but up first, excited to see this guy. You've heard his name on the Sports Card Strategy Show. He's a loyal premium subscriber. Paul Schmitz, Buckeye Dill. You're up first. What do you got for us, man?
Good morning, Sports Card Strategy Show Nation. This is Paul Schmitz, aka Buckeye Dill, submitting my first show and tell. I'm calling in from Sandy Springs, Georgia, which is just outside of Atlanta. And I'm a longtime premium member, my first time submitting any content. And today I thought I would show a reveal based on Dr. Chad's play on a 2020 Bowman Chrome first, Anthony Volpe. This goes back to last month. So I bought 9 of these cards raw from eBay. Average price is around $17 each. Of the 9, I submitted 8. One of them had a dimple, so I didn't think that would grade above a 9. I submitted these to eBay on May 10th. And I used the value bulk. I packaged them with 19 other cards, and that was a $19 per card fee plus $1 shipping. So all in was an additional $20 for grading and shipping. And I got them back they shipped on June 1st, and I got them back yesterday. So less than a month turnaround. So really quick time for my first grading experience. Based on Dr. Chad's numbers, my grading estimates, and I pre-screened them a little bit. I'm hoping to get 4 PSA 10s, 3 PSA 9s, 1 PSA 8 for a total of 8 cards. That would achieve, based on the current comp rates, and Volpe is playing really good right now, so they've probably gone up in the last week. That should hopefully double my money. And if I can get 1 more PSA 10, then I can probably keep it for my personal collection. So we're going to switch off here, turn the camera, and reveal my 8 Anthony Volpe cards.
Volpe's.
Okay, here's part 2. This will be the reveal of the 8 Anthony Volpe cards. So apologize for the setup here. First time videoing a reveal. We've got 2 boxes of PSA. We've pulled out the 8 Volpes. I had 17 other cards in the submission. Here's the Volpes. There's the PSA box. So again, I'm trying to get out of 8, at least 4 PSA 10s, 3 PSA 9s, and 1 PSA 8. So first card, again, 2020 Bowman Chrome, Anthony Volpe, PSA 9. That was the buzzer for the 9. Second card, again, Bowman Chrome, 10. 1 gem mint 10. Woohoo! You can hear my audience in the background cheering. Card number 3, PSA 10. 2-1. Nice. Card number 4, gem mint 10. Card number 5, gem mint 10. So we got to our goal. Card number 6, gem mint 10.
Nice.
Card number 7, gem mint 10.
Go.
Card number 8, gem mint 10.
Wow.
Dr. Chad.
Wow.
He's killing it.
7 PSA 10s, 1 PSA 9 out of 8 cards. So I way exceeded my expectations. Probably will double or triple my money, and I can keep 1 PSA 10 in my personal collection. And I think Volpe is playing really hot right now, so I think the numbers are higher than when Dr. Chad published his report. So signing off, Buckeye Dill from Sandy Springs, Georgia. Thanks to Dr. Chad for his profitable recommendation.
Thanks to Dr. Chad, indeed. If you are not familiar with what Buckeye Dill is talking about, Chad Guell, the sports card doctor at nooffseason.com, wrote a article about how to make hundreds of dollars selling Anthony Volpe cards, rather buying Anthony Volpe cards raw, Bowman Chrome firsts, and getting them graded at PSA. And Buckeye Dill did a great job. Great turnaround time from PSA. Shout out to them. Wow, 1 month. And you got to execute the play. Paul Schmitz executed that play to perfection. Overachieved on the PSA 10s. Great work. And thanks again to Chad and the rest of the team at nooffseason.com for putting out such great content. Be sure you subscribe at nooffseason.com. Again, you can get a unlimited personalized advice to build your sports card investment portfolio. Get a free 30-day trial now at nooffseason.com if you want to partake in what Buckeye Dill is talking about. Absolutely. Great work. And a lot of news in the sports card world. You know, we've talked about Ellie De La Cruz a lot over the last year or so on this show. He finally got the call up. Hopefully you all are listing your Ellie De La Cruz cards right now. And a lot of hype around him, a lot of big sales. Apparently, over the last 7 months, his out of 50 auto, Bowman Chrome first out of 50 gold shimmer refractor auto has gone up 114%. You know, a lot of great Ellie De La Cruz sales. I've noticed just anecdotally that his Bowman Chrome Sapphire first PSA 10 has gone up from about $70 in around December, January, up to close to $200 now. So, you know, you could definitely profit on just buying PSA 10s of the top prospects and then selling them at the right time, buying at the right time, selling at the right time. Craig's Cards 11 has Ellie De La Cruz as his profile photo on YouTube right now. Love that. He's giving Ellie the shout out. So speaking of Ellie, up next is the man who first mentioned Ellie De La Cruz on this show. You all know him. He is my co-host on the Sports Card Strategy Show, Kendall, the Lefty McKee. Lefty's first submission on the Sports Card Show and Tell, Strategy Show and Tell. I'm really excited to see what he's got. Lefty, what do you got for us?
Hey, Sports Card Strategy Showers, nooffseason.com. This is Kendall McKee, your boy Lefty McKee, here for a Sports Card Show and Tell. I'm going to show you a little bit of some stuff that I have. We talk a lot about prospects and we talk a lot about flips, but I don't always have the biggest collection. People are always assuming that I have freaking buttloads of cards. And I really don't. I have a small 4-boxer of Rangers PC cards that I'm going to show a couple of my favorites. I have some of the cards that I grew up with that I have just kept from the very beginning. And then I have just some cool random stuff that I want to show you guys today. That's kind of some special stuff that is special to me. So, without further ado, here we go.
Oh, okay. He didn't edit this. All right. Well, Lefty, good work. I'll give you some commentary while we're waiting for Lefty to get his light out. And I agree. He has some good energy shoes. And he's just kind of jerking around with his light there. Let's see. Once he gets it figured out, he'll start. Flip the camera around. There we go. And we're going to start seeing some cards from the Lefty in 3, 2, 1. I would expect. Maybe. Hands. And there we go.
So one of my favorite things, I'll just start with one of my favorite things that I had growing up. This is a binder that I've obviously had for a long, long time. If you look at the back, it has some stickers on it from when I was a little kid. I just like collected weird and I put them on here. So this is a binder of mine that I've had probably 25-ish, 30-ish years. But this is one of my favorite little binders because it is where this came out of. When I started putting my collection back together, I have a bunch of Sports Illustrated for Kids cards, and that's what's in here. It's a bunch of Sports Illustrated for Kids stuff. We talk about this a lot on the show, so I thought I'd show my little collection. But this Tom Brady 2002 SI for Kids card that I actually had graded because it's one of my first sports cards that I remember looking at all the time. But it is mine. Like, this was mine as a kid. So it's fun for me. Even though it's a 3, I don't really care that much. PSA did a super bad job holstering it, as it's super loose in there. I'll probably have that fixed at some point. But other than that, this came from this binder when I pulled it back out in 2020-ish. So let's go ahead and go through this real quickly. Just some random, I have them broken up by sports, just random hockey players. If you guys are watching this and you see somebody that I don't know, but you're like, yo, that dude is freaking good, feel free to drop it in here. But these are mostly in between 2001 and 2002. I was 9 and 10 years old when I was organizing these. So I have them split between sports. So on the back here of this other sheet, let's see if I can do this. So we got Haley Wickenheiser, so one of the first female hockey cards probably, and Scott Stevens. So, but I have some cool ones in here. For instance, this Landon Donovan card, this Landon Donovan San Jose Earthquakes card, super cool. One of my favorites. Brianna Scurry was a great goalie as well. Carlos Ruiz, Brian McBride was definitely a good national team player. Clint Mathis, Zach Thornton. So these are kind of cool. These are some of the early MLS cards. You guys know that I loved the MLS at the time. So to have a Landon Donovan San Jose Earthquakes Sports Illustrated for Kids card, that is one of my favorites. I decided to put some in extreme sports as well. Don't really know too much about these guys, but they're here as well. I got a Tiger Woods Sports Illustrated for Kids card, along with an Andy Roddick Sports Illustrated for Kids card. Some more random athletes.
Shoes is pumped about the
there's
skateboard
anything
cards.
about these women in here that's important to know, apologize, but I just don't know anything about them. I mean, how many pole vaulter cards do you have? Probably not many. Scott Rowland, Johan Santana, and Albert Pujols. It's just some of the baseball Sports Illustrated for Kids ones I have. I'm sure I had more baseball ones, and they probably didn't make it into the Sports Illustrated for Kids one that I have. But Logan Tom, another female card as well. This is so, guys. You can kind of see why these cards are so important to me now. This one's really cool. I like this one. Michael Schumacher. Schumacher, he was an absolute GOAT in Formula One. Before Lewis Hamilton got in here, he was the most wins in a career. I love this card. Probably will have this one graded. Just super, super cool that I have a Schumacher card, and I kept this Schumacher card, and I was not a Formula One fan until 2021. So really cool that I have this one. This one's really special to me.
That one right there can go for a lot of money, Lefty. When you just
these
pointed at
random football cards got thrown in here. I'm not sure why, but we do have Kurt Warner in here on the Rams. This was really fun. Eric Crouch didn't materialize to a whole lot, but Eric Crouch. And then on the back here, we've got Deuce McAllister and Ty Law, some guys I remember watching growing up, and good old T.O. in a 49ers kit, and then Andre Johnson in a Miami kit. Super cool. Some more football. We've got Brad Johnson, Jamal Lewis, Curtis Martin, Aaron Brooks. Jason Kendall, obviously one of my favorite cards to collect growing up because he had the same name as me. I loved Michael Vick growing up. Loved him. I guess I still love Michael Vick. More Ty Law cards. Drew Bledsoe was the guy who Tom Brady replaced in 2001. And then on to basketball. I have nothing really big here, Jason Kidd, but this Michael Jordan Wizards card is fun. This Michael Jordan Wizards card is one that at the time Michael Jordan was almost done playing by the time I started watching sports religiously, but he was back in the Wizards uniform back then. So Jason Kidd, Jermaine O'Neal, Michael Jordan, Nick Van Exel, Robert Horry, Yao Ming, and Richard Jefferson on the back, Mike Bibby, Kenyon Martin, a lot of players that I loved more than the front of the sheet. I'm not sure why that they were on the back of the sheet for me, but loved watching Mike Bibby as a kid. Was a huge Mike Bibby fan. So yeah, this is where my Tom Brady rookie, or I guess he is a rookie in this. This is where my 2002 Sports Illustrated for Kids Tom Brady came from. I ended up pulling this one out and grading it because I didn't know how much it was going to go for. Turns out it doesn't really go for much, but I love this card. It's one of my favorites that I have in my collection. So I wanted to show you guys my Sports Illustrated for Kids collection from when I was a kid, 2001 to 2002-ish. That is all originally collected by me.
Great work, Lefty. Love it. Thanks for sharing that.
I wanted to show you is this card is really special to me. This is an authentic from 1970s Topps. There is one of these cards that is Paul Hickey's favorite that has Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and I believe
Dr. J.
Kareem on it. But
Dr.
this one
J.
I like a lot. Maurice Cheeks. I love him a lot. And so I kept this one when I had a 70s collection that I was selling. Maurice Cheeks went to the same undergrad that I did. It was a small Division II school called West Texas A&M, and Maurice Cheeks is the pride of West Texas A&M. So this one was cool for me. He was obviously a Hall of Famer, coaches in the NBA now, but Maurice Cheeks was a really great basketball player that came from my university. So love that card. I love Elvis Andrews. I grew up loving Elvis Andrews. He was a big part of that 2010 that 2010 World Series run that the Rangers made, and we got him in a Mark Teixeira trade that changed really the face of the franchise. We got him, Neftali Feliz, who I also have a card of in here, Jared Saltalamacchia. And we got Neftali Feliz, Elvis Andrews, Jared Saltalamacchia, Matt Harrison, and I believe one other player. But that really changed the face of the Rangers franchise. So love these two players. Big Texas Rangers fan my whole life. But two of my favorite players were them. And then I also loved, Adrian Beltre. So this is an original collected Adrian Beltre rookie card that I had growing up that I found when I was going back through some stuff. Not worth a lot, but to me it's really important because it's one of the originals. And another one of the originals that I have is this 2001 Josh Hamilton prospect card. Josh Hamilton was huge for the Rangers. If you know anything about him, he had a massive fall down with the Rays and the Reds with drug addiction, and even fell back into drug addiction and is now, I believe, in prison again, but did win an MVP with the Rangers and was a big part of that 2010-2011 team that went to the World Series twice in a row. And speaking of that World Series team twice in a row, I have a autographed Ron Washington manager card. One of my favorite managers ever for the Rangers. Love this card. Love Ronnie. Ron Washington, I'm a huge fan of his. So I ended up getting a Heritage rookie or a Heritage Ron Washington autographed card, also one of my favorites. I have two original old school Ryans. So this is the 68 rookie Ryan, and this is the 70 Ryan. Then I'm going to show more about Nolan Ryan in a minute, but Nolan Ryan is one of my big collections that I have growing up. Another rookie Josh Hamilton card. This is another original Donruss 92 that I have had since 92. I actually found it in a drawer in my desk cleaning out my room when last year with my parents. Some just fun autos and fun memorabilia cards that I have. More Rangers. Ian Kinsler, used to love him. David Murphy, he's my wife's favorite Ranger. So we have a couple of David Murphy cards. Josh Hamilton patch, and then Elvis Andrews again. An auto from Elvis Andrews. And then I have a bunch of Bowman First Elvis cards to go along with my other stuff. Another random thing that I have is a 1999 record breaker Ken Griffey Jr. can. No idea what this is worth, but it is sealed, and I never opened it. Sometimes I'm appreciative of what I didn't do as a child, and I did not open this. So kind of a cool little thing. Again, probably not worth a lot, but something I love to show people. And then I have this big box stopper of Al Oliver with a sick scoop bling around the neck. This is from a 1980s top set. Kind of a cool card as well. It's real big, so obviously my hands are pretty big, and it was as big as my hands. So, okay, last thing I wanted to show. We'll go back to the original camera angle real quick.
Ian Kinsler, love that. Detroit Tigers player as well. And
last thing I wanted to show in my show and tell was something that my grandfather gave me back in the day.
Does he look good with that hat on?
My grandfather had this in his basement. I used to always think it was so cool. Here's a Nolan Ryan 26th season Ryan Express picture with all of his cards around the edges up until his 1992 season with his 5,000 strikeout card. They're actually all on here. And I believe this is some sort of collector set. I actually probably should just look more into this, but this is it was my great grandfather's. I now have it. It's one of my favorite things. Unfortunately, it's a little faded throughout the years. It's real old school, not the best taken care of, but it's one of my favorite things. 26 seasons of the Ryan Express, all the way from his rookie card in the Mets uniform, going to his Angels, down into Houston, down over here into some Rangers cards and his 5,000 strikeout. So really cool. One of my favorite things in my collecting portfolio. And then this is a bat with 2010 World Series signatures all over it with the authentication report right here. So originally signed ball right here from Pudge Rodriguez. Had him sign it in 1996, so really cool. And or 1997, one of those. And I believe that's everything. So look forward to doing life with you guys a lot more. I love doing this show, and thanks for letting me share a little bit of my history and some of my not so valuable cards, but some of them that are real close to my heart. So thanks for listening. Bye.
All right, great work, Kendall. Everybody loved it. Josh Hamilton, interesting story there, obviously, and Nolan Ryan getting a lot of love in the comments as well. Very, very cool. Thanks, Kendall. Really appreciate it. Pudge Rodriguez, Ian Kinsler, also Tigers. Pumped to see them. And all right, up next, RPO Sports Cards, James Bradford, bringing it strong again. What do you got for us, RPO?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's James, aka RPO Sports Cards, with another submission for the Sports Card Strategy Show and Tell. I'm just going to go over a few plays / buys that I've recently purchased, as well as a couple things from my PC.
All right,
so hope you enjoy.
Okay,
what's up, guys? So first thing I want to talk about was how much I think that U.S. Women's National Team is a smash buy. Now, I'm not sure if the whole market already knows that and that's built into prices, but I'm trying to snag a lot of this Women's National Team on the cheap. I'm a huge fan, and stuff for Sophia Smith, this is actually some of the first cards of her in a U.S. Women's National Team kit. So it's not. I don't think it's the first, but it's one of the bigger products that it has her in it. Okay, but super excited about all these cards. Super excited for the World Cup. I've actually already ordered my Sophia Smith jersey in the new kit, so I'm waiting for that to get in. But I'm just trying to pick up these stuff on the cheap. I just got a lot of like out of 99 stuff that I bought on eBay. And I might even submit for grading. I'm just a little worried on the turnaround time. But I think that the Donruss stuff is going to hit really well. Which I bought these two off of eBay, and I actually found one blaster so far of Donruss Soccer. And I actually pulled this Sophia Smith, if I can get it out here. The Sophia Smith cracked ice out of 99. So I actually pulled this. This is pack pulled. I was so excited. Again, I'd love to get this graded. I just don't know. And honestly, this might be a card that stays in my PC. But if the price is right, you know, that's how it is. A couple other things I wanted to talk about. I recently bought this Drake London 9.5 XRC Prism. I think I'm in at 35. I thought was a solid price, probably like a good raw price. It looks clean. I'm just wondering if I have enough time to crack and resubmit to PSA, because that's what I would like to do. I think I do. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong, if I should just wait and sell it as is, or if I should go ahead and do that ASAP. Then another one, Kendall, aka Lefty McKee, he should recognize this one. They hit this at Just Breaks for me a while ago when they were ripping Bowman Chrome. I was on a Max Muncy hunt, and funny story, I bought into a break and got completely skunked, and they reached out to me and said, "Hey, here's a $10 credit because you got skunked." And that the next break I used it, and they pulled this card right here out of 50, Max Muncy Gold Shimmer. I was pumped, through the moon. My wife thought, I don't know, she thought I won the lottery the way I was squealing. But so they actually submitted this for me. They had a promotion at the time of, if anything, $200 or more, they'll send it to PSA for you. I don't know if they still do that or not. I just know they did it then. But which is such a cool thing. And I was able to get this back, and now I'm just holding it, waiting for him to get some hype, which he has a little bit of hype, but I'm waiting for him to get, like, you know, climb up the ladder a little bit. Last thing I wanted to talk about, so in 2017, that's when I really got back into the hobby. Okay, 2017 was like I'd been dabbling during college, but I really got into it in 2017, and mainly because my wife started like ultra supporting it. She was like, let's buy some packs, let's buy some boxes. And it came to, she decided she wanted to complete the Donruss set, 2017 Donruss base set. And so we did. And we ripped a lot of packs doing that. And so these were all put in binders. Okay. I didn't realize value. And that's not what I was in it for. I was just in it to collect, you know, just fun for fun. And so we pulled 3 base Patrick Mahomes back then, and they were all in binder sleeves. So I went and I pulled them out, and unfortunately I graded 2 of them that I thought were the best looking. They came back 8s. All right, well, I sold one 8 for like $200 at one hype or peak, and now I'm sitting on this 8 and that raw one that's a little bit more damaged. And then I found that we had pulled a red press proof Patrick Mahomes. Again, it's not like great condition. I think it would get an 8 best, so I'll probably keep it raw. But the sentimental value alone, I don't know if I'll ever sell it. But the best thing we had, and the red press proof is cool, but we submitted this in and got a PSA 10, and it's just like I said, the sentimental value. It's hard not to sell something like this because I feel like I can sell it and get something cooler, Patrick Mahomes, potentially. But we pulled it ourselves. All of those were pack pulled. And it was just it just reminds me of a fun time that we had back in collecting. You know, that's what it's all about. The last thing I wanted to show you guys, and it's not sports related, and I'm sorry if I'm getting a little long-winded here, but my wife is my wife and I, we watch it together. She kind of wrote me in, but she's a huge Dancing with the Stars fan, and I know this isn't sports, but I saw this for a quarter. Len Goodman, for y'all that don't know, he's actually he was the head judge. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think he recently just passed away. But it's an authentic signature. I couldn't find anything on eBay or anything like that But I thought it was just so cool to have something like that, and for a quarter at that. So it was really weird to find, but it's also really cool. Like, it's literally a back, like nothing on the back. So yeah. So that's what I'm currently buying U.S. Women's National Team, and then always looking for those great flip to grade, right? So we'll see y'all next week. Have a great day.
Great job, James. RPO Sports Cards bringing it strong. Love the mix of the flipping plays and obviously funding your PC. Like, we've had Paul Schmitz, Buckeye Dill with the Volpe play straight up. Loving that fire off the bat. And that's what I'm all about. Great work, Paul. Let us know how the sales turn out. Then we had Lefty with some sentimental stuff in the PC. And then we had James, kind of a mix of both. I personally love the U.S. Women's National Team plays as well. And James is actually the one who kind of gave me the heads up on the Alyssa Thompson situation. So he was like, hey, Alyssa's next to your Victor Wembanyama's. So, let me know what you want to do with those. So I got a bunch of them graded, and they got some pretty good grades. So I'm looking to list them for sale probably in July or August during the Women's World Cup. Pretty pumped about that. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. Shout out to James for a great submission, including the U.S. Women's National Team and the Patrick Mahomes rookies. Those are sweet. So let us know what you end up doing with those, James. To answer your question on the Drake London, I think so I looked up some comps while you were going through your submission there, and it looks like maybe you got that SGC 9.5 for about $27 or $28. There's not many PSA 10s that I see with sales data, although one sold on April 23rd for $87, 10 bids. I think that would go up to, I think April was probably a bad time to sell Drake London. I think if that person would have waited till August, they probably would have got more money. So I think you do have time to submit that one, James, to PSA. And at $19, actually, yeah, at $19 a card, I think it would be, because it's 2021. You would have opportunity, if you think it's going to gem, to definitely double your money on that, if not more, if you did get a gem mint 10. So let us know what you end up doing with that. That's really cool. Before we get to the next familiar face, Craig's Cards 11 is asking if anyone has experience selling to pro athletes. He sold an Ellie last night and noticed the address was 1 Brewers Way. That's interesting. So that's either a staff member, front office member, or business team member for the Brewers, or an athlete perhaps. That's pretty cool. I don't that I know of have experience selling to pro athletes, but I know a lot of pro athletes are collecting. So, all right, up next, speaking of flipping to fund your PC, you know this guy. It's the sports card doctor, Dr. Crack, Chad Guell. What do you got for us, doctor?
Good morning, sports card show and tellers. This morning I thought I would show you something a little bit different from my personal collection. Instead of a bunch of the cards, sometimes in the hobby you collect other types of memorabilia. And what I have here is 1984 Unical poster prints there's 36 different ones of the Chicago Cubs, and there are 16 different ones of the LA Dodgers. Thought that this might be a little something different that you might all enjoy, so let's get started. All right, Keith Moreland. It's got all the stats of everything on the back from Rick Sutcliffe, Davey Lopes, Gary Matthews, Scott Sanderson, Jody Davis, Leon Durham, Dennis Eckersley, Ryan Sandberg. You got Bobby Dernier, Jay Waller, Sean Dunston, George Frazier, Thad Bosley, Steve Trout, Manny Trillo, Ron Say, Jerry Murphy, the great Lee Smith. You got Ray Fontenot. Then you've got 84 Cubs award winners. Manager of the Year, Executive of the Year, Cy Young of the Year, Most Valuable Player. 84 clincher against Pittsburgh. Ernie Banks. Memorable high-scoring games. Great Cubs catchers. Cubs Gold Glove winners. Fergie Jenkins. Rick Sutcliffe sensational 16-1. Tribute to Ryan Sandberg and a few of the other Cubs greats. Billy Williams. The Ryan Sandberg game. Cubs managers. Cubs infielders. Post-game victory lap of Jim Frey. Relief pitchers. Wrigley Field. And then some Dodgers. So this is the 59 World Series champions. 61 World Championship. You got Don Drysdale's 58 2/3 scoreless inning streak. Fernando Valenzuela's Cy Young. Willie Davis's 31-game hitting streak. This is a tribute to Roy Campanella. Manny Mota's 145th pinch hit. 65 world champions. You got Bob Welch's strikeout of Reggie Jackson. You got the 77 NL championship. You got record-setting infielders. You got the 63 world championship. Jerry Roos and Bill Singer's no-hitters. Maury Willis's 104th stolen base in 1962. You've got a 30 home run of Baker, Smith, Say, and Garvey in 1977. You got the 10th Player Award, which is for the fans. And that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a little something different than sports cards.
Hello.
Good morning, Sports Card Strategy Show and Tellers. We are here with my son Xavier and I today to show you something a little bit different. We're going to show you 1992-93 Star International, the Nova limited production basketball card set. And it's something that I did not get into with the Super Collector episode, so I thought you guys might find it enjoying. Have a great day, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you. So what we have here is a letter from Star International Incorporated to all of its members, stating that they're asking for a vote to see whether or not they should continue producing the Star basketball set for 1992-93. And as you can see right here, the votes were 65-13. So there were 78 voting members, 83% to vote and produce the sets. And so that is what they did. I thought that letter was kind of a cool piece to add. So there's two things with the sets. They have the first, from Larry Bird to David Robinson, it's card number 1 to 128. Those are all serial numbered. They only produced 500. But then they also made a 12-card set that was what they consider promo cards, and those were numbered to 100. So the first set that you see here in the black border, these cards are the promo sets, and you can see it's got a lot of the big stars, Wilt Chamberlain and Larry Johnson, Charles Barkley, and I thought that this was kind of a unique, fun set. This is the 92-93 Nova set. And then these are the ones that are numbered to 500. You got Larry Bird. These are all 9-card sets. Charles Barkley. You got Xavier McDaniel. Tim Hardaway. Kevin McHale. Patrick Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon, Scottie Pippen, Larry Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Alonzo Mourning, Dominique Wilkins, Wilt Chamberlain, David Robinson. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day, everyone.
Yeah, that's super interesting, Chad. Great submission. We know Chad has over 1 million cards, and as you can see there with the Cubs and Dodgers poster cards, he's got even more than cards. And then on the Star International stuff, what was interesting to me about that, not only is it cool that it's such a rare set with a low print run, and then the letter to the members with, saying what the votes were, whether or not to make the set. What I noticed on Chad's submission there is that most of them are licensed, but then a few of them had the team names airbrushed out. And I'm wondering why that was. It looks like some licensing deal maybe fell through during part of the design or the printing process, perhaps. I'm not sure. I don't know. But that definitely was my era growing up, watching those guys play. The era where you still had like Larry Johnson, Shaq, and Hakeem and Barkley all playing with each other. Cause Barkley and Hakeem were kind of from the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson era, Michael Jordan. But then those guys all crossed over into playing with some guys like Alonzo Mourning, Shaquille O'Neal, Larry Johnson and stuff. So really cool era, early 90s basketball. That's definitely when I grew up and when I was following it most closely myself. So great submission from Chad. Really appreciate it. I would think that those poster, I was at last year's National, and those are the types of things you will see at the National that you really, if you're new to the hobby, didn't really know existed. Like somebody like Chad, I mean, he'd probably, those things are pretty familiar to him because he's been collecting for so long. But for me, I don't really know, even though I'm a big sports fan and I was around and collected a bunch of stuff, and I know those players from the Dodgers and the Cubs. Did not know those poster cards existed. They look like kind of giveaway promo things that were collected, which is really, really cool. So, okay. So Chad's in the comments saying by 1992, there was some licensing with Topps. And so it looks like that kind of gives an overview explanation as to why some of those are licensed and some of those are unlicensed. But I mean, a lot of cool stuff in that Star collection, a lot of cool stuff in that, the poster collection for baseball. Really, really cool. And like I was saying about the National, I think that's the kind of stuff you see at the National in addition to all of the cards. And so highly recommend all of you go to the National if you can this year. We will be there at booth 3216. In addition to that, we not only want you guys to stop by our booth and say hello, get a photo, possibly do some deal work on some trades and get your slabs cracked for free. We're going to do that for you and get on the show, be part of the Sports Card Strategy Show and Tell at the National. We're going to be doing that, Lefty, Chad, and I. But in addition to that, we want to have a meet and greet for the audience. So audience member meet and greet for the Sports Card Strategy Show and Tell. It's going to be sponsored by Graybos. Duke and I were texting about it over the last few days. Graybos is going to sponsor it. We're looking to maybe do it at a cool restaurant of sorts, restaurant or bar. Duke's kind of working on that. We're working on getting a head count. So if you're going to the National and you want details on our meet and greet, email me at paul@nooffseason.com. I'm also going to probably throw up a sign up form on the website early next week and start promoting that so we can get a head count for the meet and greet. We want to do some special stuff for the audience. Shout out to Graybos for helping with that. And one guy that I hope to see at the National, I know he will be there. I mean, I know I'm going to see him. I don't hope to see him. I know I'm going to see him, is Chase Crim from Texas Roadshow. Here comes another great submission from Chase. What do you got for us, man?
All right. What's up, Sports Card Strategy Show, and the host, Paul Hickey, and everyone in the community that's here live watching. I hope y'all are having a great Thursday. Before I get into the cards I'm going to show off, just wanted to say my brother Cody will be set up for Texas Roadshow at the Indy Card Show this weekend. He'll be with New York, so we'll have a big Roadshow cards booth over the weekend at the Indy Show. So if you're in the area, check out the Indy Show. It has been getting a lot of hype, so I'm expecting it to be a decent show. I won't be there, but my brother will be. Also, if you're in the California area, our California Roadshow shop's also opening this weekend, so feel free to check that out. But I know y'all don't want to hear me talk about Roadshow. Y'all want to see what cards I have to bring. So every week, I like to have a different theme of what I'm showing and telling about. So this week's theme is going to be hit 'em where they ain't. Basically, just buying cards. I'm not prospecting. I'm not speculating. I'm just buying cards of proven guys that have talent, and for whatever reason, whether they've been hurt or their prices are just too low because it's the off season. These are just guys I'm buying that I think are talented. I think talent's gonna win out at the end of the day. Look at no one was buying Jimmy Butler a couple months ago. I bought a couple of things that I did really well on, and now look at them. Just because people aren't getting the hobby hype and aren't like hobby darlings doesn't mean you can't make money off of them. Usually it just means you just need one good game, a couple good games from them, and they're gonna get the hype, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'll start off with a Prism short print Illumination rookie. You know, Tua's not really getting nearly as love as guys. Even like Sam Howell and Desmond Ridder are getting more love in the offseason. Doesn't make any sense to me. If he stays healthy, we saw what he could do last year. Throwing for 400 plus yards, 4 plus TDs. He has the receivers to do it. Stay away from Howell and Ridder. Just because they're cheap doesn't mean they're good buys. Kadarius Toney. A lot of reports saying he's going to be the #1 receiver in the Chiefs offense this year. Guys, this is a flawless patch for $25. Like, Kadarius Toney, I know it's not a QB, but it just seems cheap. And you're not going to lose money on this card. Well, if it goes down to 20, you lose $5. Best case scenario, he turns into Mahomes' #1 target. Dustin Poirier, kaboom. He's got a big fight coming up in about a month and a half. Guys, I love collecting UFC. I love investing in UFC. I think UFC is very undervalued in the market, especially compared to sports like soccer and F1. I'm telling you guys, UFC cards, I think they're super undervalued right now. It's easy to buy with hype cycles and sell in hype cycles because they fight once every 3 or 4 months. But
that's a great call. That's a great call.
He hasn't fought in a couple months. He has a big fight coming up in a month and a half. Buy when he's not fighting. Sell right before the hype.
Love it.
Easy money. Cade Cunningham. I know Paul loves Cade.
That's my guy.
Pistons boy for you, Paul. There's going to be several Cade in here. Red Flood Obsidian RPA.
Let's make a deal for that.
People have forgotten about Cade. He's been hurt, but I'm going to buy into the talent.
Yeah.
Cade Cunningham, Recon rookie out of 49. Like, I'd rather buy into Cade autos that are cheaper right now than buy into Desmond Ridder or Sam Howell or any other unproven quarterback. We know Cade's talented. He just needs to stay healthy. Another guy that's been hurt, Chet Holmgren, NT Collegiate, RPA Addington. Usually I don't love collegiate cards, but I mean, with a set like National Treasures, you can't really go wrong. He might have a little bit more of a floor to drop his price on, but guys, all we need is like one good game from him at the start of the season.
Yeah, and he's going to have a summer league. He's going to blow up in the summer league.
Deshaun Watson, not a popular pick by any means. Impeccable on-card auto out of 3. I know he's I don't love that I'm buying Deshaun Watson cards either, but I think he's an awesome buy, again, especially compared to Desmond Ridder, Sam Howell, those guys.
Yeah, true.
Kenny Pickett's on the fringe. I think he really showed he had some talent last year, and I know Mike Tomlin, they're going to be 500. So I think out of those 3, I would be more willing to do Kenny Pickett. But Spectra, Jimmy, rookie patch, that was super cheap. I think I got this for like $20.
Interesting. Why not? I
Jimmy
love
G, again, if he just wins 2 games, if he wins his first game as a Raider, boom, hype. Miguel Cabrera, future Hall of Famer. No one's really buying him right now. I think Miguel Cabrera is an awesome buy amongst all sets, no matter what it is. Christian Pulisic, again, I think is an amazing buy. National Treasures on-card auto out of 25. Guys, I got this card for $60
Wow.
for on-card pulley auto and a USA jersey. You can find his Prism autos out of EPL this year for as low as $10. They're going for $10 to $20. So I think that's a very good buy as well. This also goes into the 1-of-1 play I talked about 2 weeks ago. Saquon Barkley, collegiate flawless, RPA 1-of-1. He's got a big contract coming up if he can stay healthy. Again, I'm willing to bet on the talent. I'm willing to bet on the talent. What can I say? Saquon, if he stays healthy, one of the best running backs in the league. Bradley Beal Color Blast. I've been buying so much Jimmy Butler and Bradley Beal and these next two guys I'm about to show. Guys between like the 2010 to like 2019, try not to get it too dark, era, they're so underlooked. Guys, Damian Lillard's seen hype spikes. Jimmy Butler's seen hype spikes. Bradley Beal's probably going to be the same way. And I just mentioned them, but Damian Lillard, NT.
Wow.
What I really like about this card is it's not his rookie, but his rookie NT RPAs aren't on sticker. And this is a game use patch as well. Out of 9 on card auto, grades at 8.5. Who cares?
Yeah.
And then Kawhi Leonard, immaculate RPA, BGS 9.5. Beautiful card. You know, no one's going to be buying Kawhi. And again, Kawhi's a top 75 player of all time if he retired today. He already made the top 75 NBA team. I think there's a lot of guys between those, and this goes for majority of sports, between 2011 draft classes and like 2017. They get no love. Buy the talent, wait for a hype cycle, profit. You know, we talk about all the time on the show that usually when there's hype, when you're starting to hear hype, like in football offseason, it's already too late to buy. I think you still have some time left in the football offseason to buy some stuff and profit pretty well on. But a lot of these guys have no hype into them at all. And you just need one game and you'll be able to profit off of them. You're buying at their floors, super safe buys. And I think it works out pretty well. Again, it worked out for me for Jimmy Butler. It's worked out with me for Damian Lillard in the past. Look for guys to have floors that are overlooked in the hobby and make money off of them. Don't make too many speculative plays. Make safe plays. Trust your gut. Do your research. And you're going to make money at the end of the day. All right, that's all I have for y'all. I went over 5 minutes again. I'm so sorry, Paul. I hate you, and I'm submitting this super late. I'm so sorry. But again, I'll see you. My brother will be at the Indie show this week. Go check it out if you're in the area. Again, we'll see everyone at the National. I'll see y'all next week on Show and Tell. But Paul, I'm going to kick it back to you.
Never apologize, Chase Crim. That was a phenomenal submission today. And based on all the cards and the plays that you're making, I could see why you were bringing the energy so strong at the beginning and the intro. You are pumped about your plays, and I'm a little bit envious. I was taking notes. And I think all of you need to follow Chase Crim's lead on all of his plays. I mean, look at what he's doing. He's buying basketball right now. It's June 8th. It's Thursday, June 8th. It is time to buy cards. It is time to buy cards. Kendall said on Monday's show, he doesn't even have a sell. He's not selling anyone. And I totally agree with him. And all we could say was sell your Nuggets and your Heat. And, I agree with Chad, his comment on selling your Nuggets and your Heat. But other than that, it's time to acquire cards. Chase is buying basketball. Notice what he's doing. He's looking at who is down, all the way down. Damian Lillard, Kawhi Leonard. He had Chet Holmgren in there. Cade Cunningham, my guy. Now is a great time to buy Cade Cunningham. I agree. Like, go where they ain't. Chase said, go where they ain't. Bet on the talent. Bet on the talent. Pumped about the plays from Chase Crim. Again, you never know what you're going to get on the Sports Card Strategy Show and Tell. I don't plan the show. It's your show. I might show some things every once in a while. I might add some commentary, but it's your show, and you guys are bringing it strong today. Up next, buckle up. Loni Conley is going to walk you through his entire month of eBay sales. And I'm going to probably add some commentary to this one. Loni is a grinder. He knows what's up. He's been doing this for a long time. Much like Chad, much like Chase, much like James, Kendall, all of the crew here at nooffseason.com and the Sports Card Strategy Show. Loni is grinding, and he knows what he's doing. And he's got his own pockets that he excels in. And he experiments in some other pockets, but he mainly stays focused on what he knows, and he profits. So this is a unique submission from my guy, Loni Conley. Loni, walk us through your entire month of eBay sales, my man.
Hey, Paul, Hickey. Hey, Lefty. Hey, Chad, man. Good to catch up with you guys again. This is Loni Conley. We have a store over on eBay. We do exclusively through eBay, and that store is called FF Holston. We are singles hunters, so we hunt singles. We grade if we can, and we put a lot of inventory in the store, and we just hope to sell 30 to 40 cards a month and try to bring in $1,000 to $2,000 a month as a supplemental income and just kind of a side business. But we take it very seriously and we do our work. And so I want to share some of that with you guys again. I just received my eBay payout, so that reminded me I needed to get this out to you guys. So maybe it won't be this week, but maybe next week. But either way, thanks for having me as usual. Here's a Connor Wong first Bowman purple refractor auto to number 250. Picked that card up for $6 off eBay in the off season, sold it for $32. Here's a Jalen Brunson 199 contenders auto rookie. This is an interesting deal. I paid $60 for this card. A Malachi Flynn Noir high end, like number to 25 one card auto rookie, and a expired Panini redemption of DeAndre Swift immaculate RPA. And you're going to see that card pop back up in a second. But I paid $60 for those 3 cards out of a box at a show. Here's an Ellie De La Cruz Pro Debut Chrome. I picked up 2 of these and a Bowman Sterling Ellie De La Cruz for about $8 for the 3 of them off of a Whatnot stream, and I sold this one for $7. So I've got most of my money back already on that deal. Here is a Mojo Refractor PSA 10 Ellie De La Cruz that I bought in a lot with some other Ellie De La Cruzes for roughly about $4.50 a piece plus grading. So say I'm $20 in, so I sold that for $72. Here's a Brandon Marsh rookie number to 299 top series 1. I paid under $1 for this card. I picked it up because it had color. It was a rookie and it was numbered, and I held it and I sold it for $14. So a really great profit there. Bo Jackson foil insert with Topps Gallery. Nothing special other than it's Bo Jackson and it's rainbow foil. And I tend to move a lot of his kind of insert cards. People love Bo. I paid under $1 for this card, sold it for $6. That's my buddy's Ray Allen rookie SGC 8. Sold it for $12. I'm not sure what he's into it for. Marcelo Mayer Bowman Chrome yellow refractor to number to 75. I graded this card, got the 9. So I am into this card for $21. I sold it for $55. I picked up the card raw from a Whatnot channel that I do a lot of business with, where I buy individual raw cards out of his store and make offers on multiple cards to get my price down. Here is a Lunar Crater Refractor to 75, Anthony Gutierrez Bowman. So this is a new parallel in the new SKU. And I got this card for under $5 from the Whatnot channel just recently, and flipped it pretty quickly for $17. I like to think that maybe that's a set collector. I know set collectors buy a lot of my Bowman colored stuff. And so, I think that's where that goes when these leave, and I wonder where in the world they're going to. Bowman Chrome, Wilman Diaz, Mojo, Fuchsia. That's numbered to 199, I believe, and picked that up a couple of years ago for about, what was the price on that card? That price was $3.75 and sold it for $14. There's a Curtis Mead Mojo to first Chrome. I have a bunch of PSA 10 Curtis Meads just waiting for him to come up because he is a raker.
Let's go.
We try to get 80% of our cash back out of PSA 8s as quickly as possible. So I sold this one for $12. So I'm underwater on this one for about $7, but I'll live with that. The PSA 9 Luis Matos Auto First Bowman. Sold this for 90, bought that for 35 at a card show. Here's that expired redemption that Panini filled for me, and I graded and got a PSA 9. So I was $75 in on the whole deal. And so far, I've got back $220, and I still hold the Noir to 25 Malachi Flynn auto. So hopefully I can move that at some point if he ever does something in the NBA. Here is a Jimmy Butler rookie. I paid $3 for this card several years ago, sold it for $14. Cam Thomas Panini Prism Silver Cracked Ice, paid $2 for that card, sold it for $7.50. It was ungradable. I would have graded that card if I thought it could get through, but it wasn't going to be able to get through. Here's a Deshaun Watson 2020 Select Silver Field Level PSA 10. These cards are so beautiful. They are so liquid too, by the way. It don't have to be rookies. They just have to be quarterbacks, and they move. I paid $24 for this card, sold it for $55. Here's a Shane McClanahan rookie debut holo refractor. I paid under $1 for this card, sold it for $7. I don't do pictures, but if I find a picture rookie card for under $1 and it's either a silver or it's numbered or colored, I'm darn sure going to throw it up in the store and try to make $6 on my $1. Here's a Darrell Hernandez PSA 10 auto first, sold for $65, was canceled by buyer never paid. Josh Jung PSA 9 Bowman Chrome first. Probably could have got more for that, but just wanted to move it because he was hot. And I was into that card for about $19 when you factor the shipping in. So $25, I still made a little money on it. Another Mega LA Daily Cruz PSA 10, $90. So I'm in for that for $19 to $20. Gone for $90. I can live with that all day. Matt Olson for $25. That one canceled. Buyer didn't pay. That card will move eventually. Here's a Dirk Nowitzki number to 250 game worn. I found this card in a box for $4. Sold it for $20. Origins. If people aren't familiar with Origins, there's a couple things that you can look for. If you see a card that's got double zeros on the jersey, those are going to sell for less. And then if you look on the back of the card and you see a little V in dark gray in the top right corner, that means it's a variation. So I got this LeBron variation and I got the Luka variation in the same set for about $9, and I sold this one for $13, and I still have the Luka. Here's another Ellie Mega Mojo PSA 10, sold for $90. I was into that one for around $19 to $20. Julio Jones, I bought 4 Julio Jones cards from the same dealer. I bought this BGS 9.5 Topps rookie Julio Jones. I bought an Atomic Refractor BGS 8.5 Topps Chrome Julio rookie number to 50, and I bought a Topps Chrome base rookie for $40. So I got $25 back so far on my 40, but I'm still holding the best card, which is the Julio Atomic number to 50, which when he goes in the Hall of Fame, I'm hoping to get about $100 for. There's a Justin Crawford I picked up off of a Whatnot stream. Paid $6 for that card. Sold it for $15. It wasn't gradable. I picked up this Mega Mojo first Drew Jones in the same exact channel on Whatnot for $8. The guy told me it wasn't gradable because it was off center, but I still bought it because I knew I can move it. So bought it for $8, sold it for $20. This is really interesting. Drew Ellis, Topps Gallery rookie auto. Not a big name. I paid $1.50 for this card out of a box, but I could not find the card when I was typing in the details, and so I had to go find somebody else's that was listed in the eBay network, and I found like 6 of them, and they were all listed for like $4.99. Buy it now. So not sure why mine did 12, but maybe it's because I take all my pictures without a top loader, without a sleeve, and I do everything in a light box, and I think people just like doing business that way. They know what they're getting. They have plenty of opportunity to see if there's any damage. 2020 Panini Absolute Introductions Justin Herbert PSA 9 rookie. I sold a guy a Tyrese Maxey Silver Concourse PSA 10 that I bought raw and graded, that I was about $22 into, and sold that to him for $145. He only had $135 cash, so he gave me $135 cash and this card. So I sold this for $13. So I got $148 for that Maxi, essentially, that I was only into for a little bit over $20. There's another LA Daily Cruz PSA 10, into it for $19, sold for $70. There's another LA Daily Cruz Bowman Sterling that, like I said earlier, I bought 3 of these little raw cards for roughly $6 to $8. I can't remember exactly the total because I've moved on the list, but sold this one for $8. And so I've already got my money back, and I still have the other pro debut. Here's another PSA 10 LA Daily Cruise selling for $80. This is a PSA 10. I have a lot of these. I was into this one for $19 to $20, so good profit there. There's the last of those pro debut chromes I bought. So I paid $8 for the 3, and I think I netted $25 back, or I grossed $95. So my profit was roughly $17. And that's it for that month. We're already selling quite a few cards for this month. So we're singles hunters. We grind, we sell. I'm not looking to make the maximum amount of money. I'm just looking to max out my profit. If you take the payout from eBay this month and you subtract my net investment on these cards, and you take that number and you divide that into the net investment, you can multiply that by 100 and it gives you your ROI. So on this month, my ROI was 126% for the 30 some odd cards that we sold. So we don't try to make money on shipping. We take great pictures. We keep a lot of inventory. We pay low prices, and we're just trying to manage our margins. This is one way to do it, guys. There's a million ways to do it. But this to me seems to be the way that I enjoy the hobby the most. So thanks for the time, Paul, everybody. As usual, you guys are killing it. We really love you out here. So thanks again. Talk to you.
Lonnie, you're killing it, man. That was amazing. Great work. I know you're in the chat right now. Rocky Empire Sports Card says, I can't express how valuable this is to someone like me. eBay is a strange place while you try to figure it out. Hearing what stories and seeing what others experience like this is perfect. And I've talked to Lonnie, one-on-one personally a couple times. And I love talking to Lonnie because you can tell in his Sports Card Strategy Show and Tell submission how much experience he has at this and how knowledgeable he is. And his submission makes it look easy, right? He's like, I bought this card for 2, sold it for 12. And he's just repeating that and repeating that and repeating that with his partner. Now, I know he has years of reps at this. He has so many reps. And so that's why it looks easy to him. What I would be curious, and Lonnie, I know you're in the chat right now. He says my last LE PSA 10 sold today. I have sad face. Yeah, that's I know the feeling of when I my Wembanyama. Actually, I still have one Wembanyama left, and I'm holding it just for either the draft or the summer league. And I kind of know the feeling of that great play that you made, and when the last one's gone, you're like, well, that play is over. Even though it was this euphoric high of making the play and seeing the things liquidate and everything, getting the money in your bank account's great, but you're sad that the cards are gone. Even though you're not a collector, it's the play is over, right? So I feel you on that. But anyway, I'd love to ask Lonnie, how do you scout out the cards that you're buying? Because for me, I talk about narrow focus, and you made the point, Lonnie, that this is one way to do it. There's hundreds of ways to do it. And that's what I love. I mean, that's why Kendall and I are obsessed with this show. Right. But for me, trying to stay laser focused on buying a couple of guys. And then you've got Crim, who's over there buying more people than I am, but it seems like maybe not as many as you are. And you seem to be very good at being able to quickly understand what you can sell for more than what you're buying it for. And I know Rob Masor is really good at that too, at the Card Treasury. So, curious, how you buy cards, right? We can talk more about that later. Maybe you can include that info in a future submission, or we can have you as a guest or a guest co-host on the Sports Card Strategy Show sometime. Chad says my 20 card Ellie hasn't made it back from PSA yet. It is in shipping status for 2 days, but the grades haven't popped. Yeah, that's weird. I've never heard of that before. Usually the grades pop and then it gets into shipping status. All right, I am going to attempt to follow Oh My Shoes. Usually I don't want anyone to have to follow Oh My Shoes because he brings it usually the strongest in his production value and his presentation value. So up next, Oh My Shoes, and then after that, special one from me. What do you got for us, Shoes?
Why is it dark? Why is it dark? Oh, Oh no. No, please, not this guy again. Please, not this guy again. He's gonna talk for so long.
Good morning, my dudes. Hope you're all well. Welcome to episode 7 of the Sports Car Strategy Show and Tell. My name is Oh My Shoes. Guys, this is awesome. Can't wait to see what everybody has in stock. I have some meh cars to show you today, so let's get to it. To the case! Alright guys, and as always, ladies first. First up, we're going to have a 2019 Panini Phoenix Baseball out of $2.99 Aaron Judge. Now, I couldn't really find the parallel on this or anything like that, but I do see that the last comps go from anywhere from about $9 to $12. So, good job, Mrs. Shoes. She paid, I believe, $5 for it. I feel like 5 is like always like the magic number, except for this one. Okay, so next up we have a 2014 Aaron Donald number 112 X-Fractor Parallel. Oh yeah. I believe we paid 10 smackers for this bad boy. 10 big ones. And looks like the comps go from anywhere from 5 to 15, I believe. 5 to 16, something like that. It was some weird number. Can't quite remember. Next up we have drum roll please, or something like a drum roll please. Junior Shoes, man. Junior Shoes is still buying LaMelo Ball. And honestly, it's not a bad play. The guy's kind of in a slump right now. I mean, what do you always say, Paul? Go where they ain't, baby. Just go where they ain't.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so first up we have a 2020 Panini Draft Picks Red, White, and Blue Prism number 3 for all you dingleberries that like to keep up with numbers and statistics. You got this in a lot of cards. I think they were, I think you got 5 of them, 6 of them for $20. And so this one last comps for $8.99, $10.99, some weird number like that. We don't have a slab slap this time. We have a loader slap. The loader slap. All right. So next up we have, again, another 2020. Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Next up, we have a 2020 Optic rated rookie, number 153, LaMelo Ball.
That's a nice one.
Pulsar.
Good job, Junior Shoes.
This is from the Target set. Very beautiful card. Very beautiful. I believe he paid, $20 for this thing. And the last comps, I believe, go for anywhere from like $10 to $20. So,
all right.
He didn't do bad. Junior Shoes, always on your toes, always checking out what Chad and the Sports Card Strategy show always has to say.
Love it.
I can never talk anymore. Where is my voice?
Shoes is a hard worker, man. He's grinding.
All right, guys. So I've always saved the best for last. And those are my cards, of course. So Junior Shoes and I were at our local card shop, Spa City Cards. Justin, thank you for hooking us up, man. And I found an 03-04 Upper Deck LeBron's Diary LeBron James rookie card.
All right.
Now, the comps fluctuate on this thing anywhere from like I think $3 to like $15. I mean, I got this and a bunch of Justin Field cards and a few T-Law cards for $20. And I mean, and all those were rookies too. So, not bad on that, Justin. Thanks for hooking me up, man. All right, guys. Now, absolutely best banger for last. So, you guys ready for this? Oh no, I did it backwards. Oh no. Yes, I did it on purpose though.
Ooh.
Guys, it is a 1960 Leaf memorabilia Pele game worn patch. Now, I know it has that 8.5 up there, but for I think the price that I got it for, I don't think it's that bad. One, it's Pele. Two, it's 2 years right after his rookie year, which was 1958, and this is from 1960. And I mean, my guys, it's numbered at a 45 in a protective case. Like, you cannot beat that. This is also my first soccer card. And this was also my first LeBron James rookie card. I forgot to mention that. So
Congratulations,
share that with
Shoes.
you guys.
Congratulations.
But I'm gonna keep holding this thing up for a second, guys, because it is just an absolute beaut. I got it for $50 plus shipping, and I am just still in awe that I have it. If you guys think that vintage soccer is slept on like I am, then I'm going to keep investing in stuff like this, I think, because, I don't know, this was, after that Jokic, the red, white, and blue Jokic, this was like one of the first cards after that made me like excited again. So
love it.
We're going to keep going after some vintage soccer around the shoes territory. The shoes territory.
I need...
Guys, we hope you have a great day. Keep it groovy.
I need a Shoes patch of that wallpaper or curtain or whatever that is. That's outstanding. Shoes, great work, man. Congratulations on the Pele card. Glad that you're pumped. Congratulations on the LeBron rookie. Great work by Junior Shoes on the LaMelo Ball call. And Mrs. Shoes, Leslie Alegria, love seeing your cards first, every submission. Leslie in the chat says every kid at Travel Ball is wearing the Ball's shoes. That actually does matter. I'm glad that she said that. That's a great point. That does matter in culture, and culture will drive sports cards prices. Chad Gill says, I love Shoes. Glad we found him after Monday's absence. Yeah, he actually popped in. Chad, I think you had to run with like 5 minutes left in the show, and Shoes like came in then. So it was great. We found him. He's good to go. Love it. Great submission by the Shoes. And yeah, definitely go where they ain't, man. Go where they ain't. Okay. I mentioned Graybos earlier on in the show, and I mentioned the fact that we're going to be doing some breaks of the Bowman U Inception product, and we're going to mix it in with some other things. Details on that to come. We're probably going to do a special episode of the Sports Card Strategy Show where Kendall, Chad, and I can break down how to incorporate breaks in your sports card strategy. Specifically how to find a good break and how to avoid bad breaks. So Bowman U Inception, I bought a box from Graybos when it came out, and wanted to just kind of wanted to show you guys the experience. So here's the experience of me opening my Bowman U Inception from Graybos. I want to show you guys who I pulled and, my show and tell. Shout out to Graybos for this great experience. Bowman U Inception from them. Again, you can go to graybos.co. You get 10% off using the code Strategy 2023. Check them out on Instagram for all their information on their drip breaks. They're breaking 5 days a week on drip. Graybos_cards. And how to find a good break. That's coming up soon. And if you are a premium member of nooffseason.com and you have paid past your free trial period, you will be eligible to win the cards from an upcoming break brought to you by Lefty McKee of Just Breaks and nooffseason.com. Chad Gill and I are going to be on the show to hopefully add value. I'll ask dumb questions. These are the cards I got out of my first box. Chance Westry auto, Spencer Sanders auto. These have since been sold on eBay. A Drew Timmy out of $299. Blake Corum. Cannot stand the University of Michigan, so almost vomited when I pulled that Blake Corum card. Almost vomited overall. That I kind of got crushed on this. Lauren Betts from Stanford, and Ernest Uday Jr., and another Michigan Wolverine, Hunter Dickinson. So Have since sold all these cards on eBay. Trace Jackson Davis, Chris Murray out of 99. That's Keegan's twin brother. If you're wondering, Khalil Ware auto. These are actually really, really nice cards. I love the licensing. Jermaine Burton auto from Alabama, wide receiver. G.G. Jackson of South Carolina. And then Mikey Williams, high school. Love that. KJ Jefferson. Those are the 2 boxes. So 14 total cards. Absolutely got crushed, demolished. Paid $450 for the boxes. That includes tax and shipping. No fault of Graybos. They are phenomenal. Great experience, but sold all of those cards for $50. So that is why breaking is not part of my sports card strategy. That is why buying and ripping wax like that is not part of my sports card strategy. But I want to hear from you on how things like that go for you guys. So let me know. And I want to talk about it. I want to talk about breaking on the show, have an open dialogue about it with Lefty and Chad and all of you. So stay tuned, and we'll give away cards in the process, like I said. So Bowman U Inception is going to be broken. Box break on the channel, first ever. And we'll throw in, sounds like we'll throw in some 1990 hoops, courtesy of Chad Guell, maybe some other stuff, courtesy of nooffseason.com. Everybody, thanks so much for watching and listening to the Sports Card Strategy Show and Tell. According to Shoes, that was episode 7. I think he's right. Everybody. But Sports Card Strategy Show and Tell. Get your submissions in, everybody. Keep up the good work. Email me at paul@nooffseason.com to get your submissions in. Thanks for being part of the family, everybody. I'm Paul Hickey with nooffseason.com. Let's cue that rock music and have a great day.